I don't get this. I need to play the video. I've not even played the video yet. What's going on here? Oh! Wanderer's dirty hand? What is this? I can't even see his hand because of the cape. To the left. Maybe see a little bit of it. Wants to go to the whole legs or anything down there. What? I can't believe this is the title of the video. What the heck is this? It's good. That's all you need to know. It's good. What the heck's the other information? Oh, yeah, those amiibos. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yo, should we flip the camera over? We should. Why is it that we don't even press the play button, right? Isn't that the crazy part of it all? What is this? Stop and stare. I think you need to stop and stare at some boobs. Flip the camera over. Ah, wow. That's even more boobs. That music video, man. I tell you know what's weird is being like in a world where people just don't like you. And then when you're in a world where you have people who do not like you, it's very funny because you're just like, oh, this is not gonna end up well for them. This music video though, yeah. Which dress do I want to look up? Do I really want to look up a dress right now? Maybe. My mind would be like, yo, that's a dress, and that's just like X's dress. Yeah, sure. You know, she wears a dress too in the music video. Yeah, she does. She wears a dress. Wow, turning it over to the side is so odd. I mean, you easily end up seeing like the crazy hands. I mean, whenever you're playing Splatoon, I guess this is gonna be a popular emote, you know? Mary's 1, 2, 3. What the heck is this? Top shoulder. I see. Some kind of fantasy, yeah. You know, with that much crazy information too, that's my kind of thing. Because like, with that much kind of crazy information, would you just have just like another thing? You know what I mean? That's a lot of information. I think that's all right though. By like underneath his, like to the right. It's not even underneath his cape, but it's to the right of his cape. Yeah, that's good. That's a uni. That's fine. Another uni because you have to flip over the camera. That 1, 2, 3 is pretty crazy. More butt wise. Okay. This is getting very evil real quick. What the heck? Can I see my lizard friend? Please? They're like, no lizard friend for you, but you get the other stuff. Yes. Yep. I mean, come on, it's an amiibo. Yeah, sure, it's an amiibo. That's right. I mean, no greed. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, look and pay attention to the... Yeah. I mean, but that's on his belt. I still feel like I could find, like, maybe something... there you go. Okay, so she has the 1, 2, 3 for right feet. All right, that's pretty crazy. You've churned it all the way for a swoop. Yeah, I like swoops. Swoops are alright. They're pretty good. Yeah, I'm a Mario 64 kind of guy. I like swoops, and I like the energy that swoops bring. Should have Colossus, Mario 64. Sad Eye. That's the highlight. It's one of the highlights right here. This one's just a really cool thing to look at. So what you do is you go to the bottom of the cape. There'll be this thing that looks like 2 legs, right? You'll flip it upside down, that kind of thing. Get a sad face. And then to the corner of its mind will be a really crazy looking thing, right? Oh my gosh, man. Pyra, Mithra doing their crazy things, X doing her crazy thing, twisting her leg. Because see, the thing is, twisting your leg and crossing your leg, but like, if you're going to see something that's really creepy, right, it would be like X would, like, twist her legs, but then she'd be upside down, right? Some really scary stuff, So you got flip Wander upside down, of course. What's going on with the 7, man? What's going on with Wanderer's shoulder having like a 7 kind of? Just trying to get back into another hand. Yeah, get back into more gloves. Mm-hmm. An X and a pair of legs makes this? So you use a pair of legs and another pair of legs. You make a game called Shin Megami Tensei Vengeance to make your tail, to make a little smile because you're going to flip it upside down. You use this V for all kinds of crazy things. I'm trying to look at where you're making the evil face, and you're making the evil face twice. So you're using V for vengeance, Demi Kids kind of stuff, right? Okay. Ishtar, yeah. That is awesome. The real design behind the thing behind it, Yeah, that's why I'm not watching the Game Awards, man. Especially, like, it's kind of funny that they even had the Players' Choice Awards. And I was like, they can't show that. Okay. They can't show Namama. Namama is too rated M for pussies. A bunch of pussies. It's too hardcore for people. So, I do like the skin infused thing that they got. So if you flip this upside down, you're gonna have a nice little skin infused thing. It's really cool. It has a mouth. It's a try. And then 32 kind of, 23 kind of thing up above it. BP's like a 2. And then you got try. See, Nintendo's very clever with their evil scary stuff, right? Because, like 3 is higher than 2. See, like there's a bunch of crazy things going on here. That's uni. That's what's so weird, that uni has a sharp foot. I mean, like, come on now, right? Uni has a sharp foot. You have a very crazy, controversial Xenoblade DLC character. Uni likes to do a bunch of try stuff, right? DLC is spelled like 3 letters, right? 1, 2, 3. And we even got a little bit of a Mario and Luigi. Mario and Luigi is really creepy because let me see if we can still get the boobs in here, okay? So we got a boob. We got a boob. Yeah, like the character the enemy that you're facing. Wow. Bunch of boob stuff going on for Mario and Luigi stuff. Because Mario and Luigi both together, they can most likely end up making this creepy looking thing. And the boobs is really good. I like the whole boob. Yeah, I like it because if I were to see it moving around, yeah, I could see what the kind of idea would be behind it. She walks around like she does not need to run. X does not need to run, but that's why she walks around, to show you how creepy creatures can really be. And you're always going to get to like a elongated yeller, so that's going to be one thing to get into. And remember, Zelda always sleeps on a bed, right? So this thing's all the way by the center crest. You have to flip over the camera, and then once you go to the right, you'll be seeing all these crazy things, right? Now, look at that. Yeah, the BP is always going to be with grape stuff, too, of course. But, like, a knife, How about an eye that's a knife? How about an eye that turns into a knife? That's probably why the witch is doing the whole big, tiny reference. Because big knife, tiny girl. So there's that. That's very scary. That's a highlight. Mario 64 highlight. I always wondered why Guardian was so skinny, right? Because Guardian's like a skinny character, Most stabbers that you think about are skinny, too. There's a lot of stabbers that you know of that are skinny. The little smile, what the heck? It has the squiggly. Ooh, that's crazy. I've been researching on squigglies. It has a squiggly. That's kind of crazy. Sad faces below a squiggly. Squiggly is used for these leg designs of certain kinds of characters of animation they made. When they made like legs to characters and their legs, they would put like a little squiggly detail. Sad Eye is really messed up too, by the way, because Sad Eye is doing a big tiny thing, but it's like with Sad Eye, what I thought was pretty crazy about Sad Eye is like, pussy eye, right? You're sad, but you're a pussy. You're sad, but you're a pussy. So there's that kind of thing. That is just cool for hover. I like that thing. It's like to the left is hover, and to the right is motherfudger. What is to the right? It's pretty crazy looking. Flip it upside down, man. Flip it upside down. Tiny knife, like Wander's holding a knife now. Yeah, that's still there too. That's what's really creepy. No wonder it's by this creepy, this creepy hand stuff that's going on, how legs can make a hand. It's by this due to the fact if you go up, And you go left. What does your arm have? A shoulder. So it has a whole entire Xenoblade DLC thing. And the birds. Wow with the birds. It's pretty crazy. Two-headed bird kind of thing. Yep, dodo, all kinds of things, right? What the heck is this? You are a dodo. I guess I am a dodo, but I need to flip it upside down, But come on, if I flip it the other way, it's a hand, So come on, You are a dodo. Do you like our snakes? Yeah, I do. The snake, I didn't think the snake would be a shoe. That would have been cooler for Mesmer if his snake was a shoe, but he has to be mysterious because they want him to move in certain ways, So they have a snake. He's like a shell. I knew he was going to be a shell. They're going to make him a shell. They really were having way too much fun on Erdtree. Erdtree's disgusting. They were having a lot of fun on different things. Very nasty, dirty fingers. There's a lot of crazy things that Erdtree was doing. Erdtree was, it's like almost like Erdtree to me was like making a game, but like a different kind of game, And it's kind of sick. That's how they were making fun of people because, a lot of people, what happens is they have their original game they like, right? So there's an original video game you like. And then like they make like a new entry that's different or plays a little bit different or does something different. And they go all crazy on that one because they like their original game, right? And so what they do is then the new game comes out and they go all crazy on it, And it doesn't matter. It does not matter to them. All people care about is viewers and subscribers, but really it's kind of annoying. It's just a little bit annoying. Especially if you're going to watch Bob's Burger. Because some of you got to be watching Bob's Burger. If you turn this thing upside down, you can be watching some Bob Burger, right? Yeah, but that's the kind of annoying things. It's just like it's hilarious. It's like okay, eventually they're gonna make fun of you for that. And it was kind of controversial too. I'm trying to think of like some crazy examples. There's a lot of crazy examples, but like for instance, people just love the way Banjo-Kazooie played, right? But I liked Banjo-Tooie. I did. I liked Banjo-Tooie, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, like Banjo-Tooie kind of, it was not like. I mean, come on. First of all, I'm pretty sure Banjo-Kazooie, when it was first developed, just had a really good idea, In Banjo-Tooie, it was just kind of like, it was kind of like a different thing where they wanted to change it up a little bit. And they wanted to change the stuff up, so, And they did some really good changes. Not all of it was perfect, but they did do some things that did make sense, And they still found a way to make it cool. But, like the reason people, it's like Banjo-Kazooie just, like the original one just had, the reason people like the original Banjo-Kazooie so much, I know, I could kind of see the reason they like the original one. But like the way that people were acting towards Banjo-Tooie, it was just like, I don't know. Banjo-Tooie was kind of like introducing a bunch of characters and lots of crazy ideas. And Banjo-Tooie had your fire and ice. So I was like, I felt like nobody was even doing anything. You know what I mean? Like why Banjo-Tooie has like fire and ice kind of thing going on. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. And then there's some more examples that go on. And there's like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Well, Sonic Adventure 2 is crazy because it has like a bunch of good characters. But like the original Sonic Adventure is like, it's like, that's the heart. That one's fair. That one's kind of fair because Sonic Adventure, if you replay the Sonic Adventure, that's fair. and then you play Sonic Adventure 2, then you can have kind of like a fair argument on that. But there's these moments like when people are like making video games. Like I can only imagine the video game developers are making the game, and they make like a really good game, and that's kind of the confusion that you get into. What's one of the most confusing things, by the way, is that Mario Galaxy. Gosh dang it! There's Mario Sunshine. Mario Sunshine gets under my nose too, because like I don't know, like Mario Sunshine. I'll find ways to go back into Mario Sunshine, right? But like the Mario Galaxy arguments are hilarious, man. They were the most funny parts I ever saw, because I purchased Mario Galaxy 1, and I got some time to play some Mario Galaxy 1, and I was like just playing it, and I was like, I don't know what the heck's going on with these people, And then they brought out Mario Galaxy 2, which Mario Galaxy 2 is just scary. It's good, it's challenging, and scary. And I really like how scary Mario Galaxy 2 is. Because that's another thing. If you're talking into debates to people about video game stuff and that, the crazy thing about Mario Galaxy 2 is that Mario Galaxy 2 has some levels. It's like, this is a Mario level. It has like a lot of those kind of levels. And it's kind of like, yo, guys, I don't know. I don't know. I get the fact. One of the things I get the fact is that there's like a lot of Mario games, so I do like try to see like a different kind of thing, But like the Mario Galaxy 2 one was really funny. You have no idea how funny that is. Metacritic ended up changing the review of Mario Galaxy 2, which is very controversial. What's up with H doing that? That's awesome. That's awesome. But like Uni doing kind of like this H thing if you flip it upside down. The better examples get crazier and crazier. For instance, Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2. That's kind of a funny different one. Also, you have different debates with that. And Resident Evil 2, a lot of people like Resident Evil 2, but like Resident Evil 1 is like one. There's weird conversations. Resident Evil 0, by the way, that's the real funny thing about life, man. The reason people don't make money, let me try and tell you the reason why people don't make money. Somebody was upset they weren't getting donations or money. I can't say their name, but they were upset they weren't getting any donations and money. Well, the reason you don't get donations or money is you end up trying to talk against Resident Evil 0, but then people actually go out, and the people who know Resident Evil 0, it's a real big problem. Yes, Resident Evil 4, it's fun, but, Resident Evil 0 is more skill. Resident Evil 0 skill. Resident Evil 4 is like, you have the basic ideas of what you're going to do. There's still skills that you can do in speed runs with Resident Evil 4, but Resident Evil 4 is nowhere to where Resident Evil 0 is. And there's even like those kind of arguments too. So like, but like that's the thing online. It's just like, okay, well, the problem is that people get really angry when you tell them something and you tell them misinformation, and then they actually end up purchasing the product due to that they tried to trust you. So they're pretty angry at you because you said, oh, Resident Evil 0, it's not a good game. But here you are not even beating Resident Evil 0, that kind of thing. And it's kind of like to those kind of people, it's just like, I just kind of want to have you tell me the information. The thing that people actually like about my YouTube channel is they like when I give them like a really, really good breakdown of the game. Because if I give you like a really, really good enough breakdown, it's like, it's a moment where you're comfortable purchasing something. You know what I'm saying? Where you're like, okay, I want to purchase that. But that's the thing. That's the funniest thing, I mean, and Tears of Kingdom is going to be crazy to play again after you see this picture, by the way. But like, I mean, what money? Okay, so here, I got news for people. I really do. I got a lot of news for people. You can spend a lot of money
you can try and spend money, but if you make a video and you don't have any content and you don't have any drive behind the content that you're trying to show to people, you're going to irritate a lot of people. And by the way, Street Fighter people who go and play Street Fighter, nothing against you. Maybe you found some cool things in the Street Fighter game, right? But you know those people that you don't even talk about, the fighting games you don't even talk about, that's the depressing part. Those fighting games you don't talk about, that's why people don't want to listen to you talk, and I know exactly what that is, because even though I like to play Splatoon and there's people who like to play Super Smash Brothers, you will meet these people who actually want to play different kinds of fighting games, like Injustice, and there's like different kinds of fighting games, and they have their reasons. And you know what? Even though I was not good at Injustice, my friend, me and my friend, we started playing Injustice, and I thought it was so cool because I may not be good at Injustice, but they did show me like what they were trying to talk about, and I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. And it was a nice little surprise to go and to play in some Injustice, So there were some cool things to look at with Injustice, and that's kind of like the thing. It's like, well, there's really good fighters that are being played, but you guys are not talking about them, and then you're trying to promote constantly Street Fighter. And there's some good parts about Street Fighter, but I'm pretty sure if you're gonna get into like nerdy fighting games and you're gonna have the nerdy debates about fighting games, they want the game to be well balanced. There's a lot of things that they demand for you to talk about a fighter game. So they want it to be skillful. And another problem that I think has been current is opinions, my opinions, your opinions kind of thing, right? That all these people's opinions, ideas. There's still a pair of shorts when you flip this thing over to, which is really cool. I like that little pair of shorts idea kind of thing. Going into another pair of legs, leg going to another pair of legs. Leg up, and but like that's the kind of thing is I can't wait to say this part's really crazy. Okay, I have my opinions, people have their opinions, right? But you guys really did ruin the Mortal Kombat combat atmosphere. I think like a general opinion of people like scared I was going to make money or subscribers was like, I think it was the most terrible thing I've ever seen in my life, because I mean, like, Mortal Kombat's still a fun game. It's a good game. It's well balanced, has a ton of fighters. It looks like an actual fighting game, and it looks like a meta fighting game from what I saw from it. I need to see a little bit more of it, of course. But from what I saw, it was a meta fighter. It was a good art style. The direction was good. It's just a pretty good game, man. It's a good, fun game. And, 1, 2, 3. I even like the people who like research in it, and they show you the different kind of fighter combos you can use, like the different kind of sets of characters you can use. And there was people that was playing that game, and I'm like, man, they're good, and they're playing these different kinds of sets, and they show you that there is a different kind of little skill tree that you can learn. Where the last Mortal Kombat before Mortal Kombat 1, it had some fixes it needed. But this Mortal Kombat 1, if you were like going into this Mortal Kombat 1, you could make the argument that it's a pretty crazy game. It's just a really fun game to get into. But then you have people online. You've actually real people. It's sad, man. It is so sad. And I know that people like Street Fighter. I get that. I've played some Street Fighter. I know why people like Street Fighter. But like, you got to say some information to the gamer that's going to matter to the gamers. You got to try and say actual information, because they have to go to tournaments. They have to schedule tournaments. They have to make people show up to the tournaments. And you got to make sure that you're talking the right information. Also, like right now, I was kind of laughing at it too of you have all these different kinds of tournaments and branches, but it kind of goes like this, okay? I don't even know what kind of year I'm in anymore. Sometimes I'm a little baffled because I know Yu-Gi-Oh so well. That's the card game I do know well. But like, it's the fact that when I like look at the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, it's a popular card game too. There's a lot of people that play Yu-Gi-Oh, but like, I know what's going to happen if I go to a tournament and try and play Yu-Gi-Oh. I know I'm going to have to play certain kinds of cards. I know I'm going to have to change my tempos and strategies, and I know that it's most likely just going to be a dull experience. But then when I look into Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, I see them actually having fun, and I see Pokemon people like, doing brain food. And I actually have this idea, you have this idea, which that's the crazy part. You have this idea where you're looking at a Pokemon tournament and you're like, why is my Yu-Gi-Oh tournament not running like this? Because the way the Pokemon tournament's running, it's like you're like excited to actually see who's going to play next. Like you actually have something you want to watch. And that's a fair thing to say to Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! People have no idea what I mean when I'm saying that. What I say is I'm trying to say, like, yo, seeing two people with both deck profiles having little SP Knight in their extra deck is not really cool, man. Certain kinds of things you can see. And if you want to get into actual conversations about things, that's what I'm like. Just get into a good conversation, because there's a lot of common themes. I've seen Ash way too many times. I've seen Ash Joyous more than, like, I don't even want to know. I've seen Ash Joyous more than, like, I don't know. It's pretty bad, man. I've seen it just as much as Taylor Swift. You see Taylor Swift everywhere. Like I really have. I've seen so much Ash Joyous Blossoms. It's crazy. I've seen Imperm a lot. Even at local tournaments, I've seen, going